Hi, and welcome to the Twisted Stitcher podcast. Today is Monday, June 1st, 2015, and this is episode 17. Thank you guys for coming back again for another episode. I hope everybody is doing really well. I know it's been a little bit since you've seen me, since we've talked. It's been a busy month or so, give or take. So yeah, we'll jump right into things. I'm hoping that the video quality is really good, that the sound quality is really good. I bought a microphone for the DSLR, so hopefully you guys can hear me well and that everything is looking good. I look forward to your feedback in the episode thread. If there's anything that I need to tweak or change, please let me know. I'm all ears. I want to apologize too for the change in background yet again. I am busy in show prep mode. So things around Casa de Twist are a little bit crazy. I've got lots of fiber going over here, ready to sell. I've got my little checkout stand over here, my sewing station behind me. So things have just been crazy, and they might stay crazy for about another week. But by then, the show will be over, and life will get back a little bit to normal. So let's just jump right into some knitting and some fiber crafting. I don't have any finished objects. Once we get into the episode a little bit more, I think you'll figure out pretty quickly why. But I do have a couple of works in progress to show you. I have been working my tush off on a beautiful pattern by a dear friend. This is the Inverness No, sorry, it's not. That's another one of her patterns. This is the Invisibility Cloak. It's a shawl by Daniela Richardson. She is Caffeinated Girt on Ravelry. She is also one of the hosts of the Caffeinated Knitting podcast. This pattern is a $5 download on Ravelry, and it's surprisingly easy. I've been really surprised with how easy this is. So basically it's a top-down worsted weight triangular shaped shawl. Sorry, it's getting a little bit big, so I'm working mine in two colors. The yellow is from Daisy Knits. It's her petal base, so it's a mixture of wool, alpaca, and silk. It's the pretty yellow color. And then the blue parts are some of my handspun from Into the World. It's their Starry Night colorway. So I'm so excited to be able to pair these two colorways together and really make it look fantastic. Earning some big points for my team, Team Brioche for Into the Wool. This is a 7-point project, I think. 2 yarns, a bag, a notions pouch, a stitch marker. Yeah, it's going to get me some points. Woo-woo! Go Team Brioche. So that's what I've been working on in knitting. My plan is to do big color blocks of stripes down the body of the shawl, really until I just about run out of yarn. I still have tons of yarn left, so this is the yellow, the petal base from Daisy Knits. And then this is my hand spun from Into the World. I spun this last year 2 years ago, I think. Either in Tour de Fleece or Spinzilla. I can't remember which, but I've kind of been hanging on to it. And it really reminds me, I don't knit with my hand spun near enough. So if you're a spinner, get out there and knit with some hand spun. This had to be upgraded to my bigger bag, my bigger Twist Fiber Studio bag with the snap closure. So yeah, that again is the Invisibility Cloak by Daniela Richardson. I also got the chance to do a little bit of spinning. I worked on some fiber from Gail's Art. This is some fiber that I got last year at SAF in the fall, and I just wanted something that I could spin quick and not really pay attention to how I was spinning it. I just split the braid down into little pinwheels. I've got 4 of these little pinwheels left to go through, so not too much. I'd venture to say that I'm more than halfway, not quite 2/3, so somewhere in there. I'm just going to spin it all up and then 2-ply it, get some good barber pole goodness, and then probably knit a hat or a cowl, just a really basic accessory. So I'm spinning this on my Hanson mini spinner. It's really pretty. I hope that the camera is focusing so that you can see all the pretty colors. It's going to be a little bit thicker spin, probably like a worsted Aran weight. So yeah, hopefully next time I'll be able to show you this finished up. I plan to get this done very soon. So that's all I've been working on. I guess we can just dive right into the next part, which is catching up. Life has been so crazy busy. Oh my gosh. So the last time we talked, I was about to go to Stitches South in Nashville. Well, I went, and boy, did I have a good time. Oh my goodness, it was so much fun. I got there on Friday, April 24th, and I went straight to the Opryland Resort where the event was held. Hopped right into the vendor market and started doing some shopping. I met up with Daniela, Caffeinated Gert. Again, she was there. She wasn't supposed to be there, but she luckily was kind of able to sneak away for the day and make it to Stitches. So that was a lot of fun. Friday evening, me and my roommate and some friends went to the PJ party, and that was tons of fun. I got to meet up with awesome people. Made some new friends, met some other Into the Wool attendees, met up with Rick, Betsy, and Dale, and lots of other awesome people. Saturday, I got to meet up with Brittany Lane of the Just One More Row podcast, and we all went out and had an awesome dinner. Let's see, actually, dinner was Friday night. We went out to a really good barbecue restaurant called Barbecuity. It was so good. I wanted to go back. The next day, I got to meet up with Allie, who is Crafty Allie. She's the other half of the Caffeinated Knitting podcast, and her dear sweet mama, Vicky. Vicky, if you're watching, hi! Vicky is so sweet. She was so fun to meet and hang out with. We all went out to a really good late lunch to Chewy's, to Mexican. It was really good. We also met up with Malia from the Yarn Raising podcast, and she went out to lunch dinner with us. Tons of fun. That evening, my roommate Lisa, she took me on a little driving tour of Nashville. That was really awesome to get to see the Parthenon, get to see downtown, all the honky-tonks, and just so many cool things in Nashville. I really want to go back and just be able to spend some time in the city and really explore. It's a really cool city. We're going to have Stitches there again next year at the Opryland a little bit earlier in the year. I think the last weekend in March, but I could be wrong. So yeah, I definitely want to go back next year. On Sunday, I just ended up kind of chilling out in the market. And then unfortunately I had to come back home. But I got to come home with some really awesome goodies. So let me show you what I got. As many of you know, Plucky was there, and they had something very dangerous. They had these bins full of discount yarn. When I'm talking discount yarn, I'm saying like half of their regular retail prices. Sometimes they're like one-offs, maybe the colorway was a little bit off, or maybe it had a little splotch somewhere, but honestly, still so gorgeous. And to get Plucky for $15 a skein, I wasn't going to pass it up. So, what I got from Plucky, let's see, I'm trying to remember my plan. So, I ended up getting 6 skeins from Plucky. Let me just show you them all together. And I already have a name for this episode. It's going to be called Wool Piggie Extraordinaire, because that's what I have been for the last month. So these are the first 3 colors. Pretty colors, gorgeous colors. I think almost all of them are like a, this is a yak blend. This one is a cashmere blend. This is a cashmere blend. This one is a cashmere blend. This one is merino and silk. Beautiful copper color. So pretty. I love this one. And then this one is also a yak blend. Really pretty green. So let's see. My plan was to put these 2 together into a 2-color shawl. Yay! Because they're the same base. And then put these 2 together into a 2-color shawl. This is their Primo fingering. This was sport weight. Their Traveler Sport 325 yards, 65% extra fine superwash merino, 20% mulberry silk, and 15% yak. So gorgeous blend there. And then these two, they're just going to turn into something on their own. This is a sport weight. This is the Primo Sport as well. This is their single. It's a merino silk blend. So happy with my Plucky. This will be cherished in the stash. I can't wait to cast them on and knit with it. I also had a planned purchase. This I had seen on Ravelry and knew that I wanted to get it even before I got to Nashville. So one of the local Nashville yarn stores called Yarn House or House of Yarn, they had a special collection dyed up by a dyer exclusively for the House of Yarn, which was all inspired by local Nashville sights and scenes and sounds. So I got 3 skeins of the Ryman colorway, and it's just a beautiful, super variegated. It's got corals and pinks and grays and 2 different shades of pinks and creams and just so many pretty colors. And this actually came with a pattern called Meet Me at the Ryman for a beautiful shawl. It actually has a motif in the pattern that is reminiscent of the windows at the Ryman Center, where they used to have the Grand Ole Opry. So this is kind of my special souvenir. Super special. This was actually dyed by Richard DeVries, exclusively for House of Yarn in Nashville. So that was a fun purchase. Let's see. I stumbled across a vendor that had a big clearance bin of yarn. So I got these 3 big honkin' skeins of, they look like Aran to me. They're not labeled, but they're sparkly. Can you guys see the sparkle? It's awesome. These were $4 each. I wasn't going to turn up 3 big skeins of beautiful yarn for $12. It's got to have some kind of silk content in it because it's got some shimmer to it as well. But who knows what this will turn into. Really lovely stuff though. $12, you can't go wrong. I also picked up from Canon Hand Dyes some of their micro minis. This one has an assortment of sort of muted shades. And I'm going to do a magic cake with these, and I'm going to alternate it with some solid color in between. Probably do some kind of cowl or hat with these. I just thought they were fun, and I wanted to pick up some of their little minis. I also picked up these 2 big balls of Classic Shades Frenzy, which is by Universal Yarn. This also came with a really cool shawl pattern. This should be super quick to knit up, but pretty fun, bright colors, kind of outside of my normal. This also is one of those kind of bargain deals, especially that it came with a pattern. I was trying to be, I guess, sort of cautious with my purchasing and buy things with intention, either things that came with a pattern or something that I had a plan for already. So this I have a pattern for, so it's already ready to go in the stash for a project. I also picked up from the same seller a ball of this Fibra Natura Whisper Lace. Really pretty shades of aquas and blues and greens and sort of tealy colors. This also came with a free pattern for another small shawlette. Should be really pretty, really nice to work with. It's a 70% wool, 30% silk blend. Couldn't pass that up. It was $7 for the yarn and the pattern. For an instant gratification project that should go pretty quick, you really can't go wrong. I then moved on to Black Bunny Fibers. I saw this one first and I couldn't turn it down. This is the, let's see, it's 45% BFL, 55% baby alpaca. It's their baby blue blend. It's a worsted weight, 100 grams, 180 yards in the hat box colorway, but super pretty. This is going to be a hat or a cowl for sure. So this is from Black Bunny Fibers. From them also, I picked up a skein of their Sparkle Sock yarn. This is their Apollo base in the Ghostly colorway. It's 100 grams, 430 yards of fingering weight. Really, really pretty shades of gray with purple and blue. Love these colors. I could not step away from this yard. I had to have it. I picked up a couple of little fun things because you've got to do that when you're at a big event. I got some puppy snips. These are made by Hiya. They're little tiny scissors. Teeny tiny scissors. I don't know if the camera will focus, but super cute, teeny tiny little puppy shaped scissors. I've been wanting some of these for a while. So puppy snips from Hiya. I also got one of the magic wand needle keepers. I only have the packaging because it's already in a project. I saw this mention on the Knit Girls, and I'd wanted to try one out, and House of Yarn had them, so I went ahead and picked up one of those. I also picked up a new hobby. We stopped on Saturday at the Kumihimo booth, and we all got little Kumihimo kits for making the Japanese braid Kumihimo necklaces. So we each got a little kit. Some of us got extras like more cording, some beads. I got all kinds of cool stuff from them, a whole bag full of goodies. It was funny. Malia, Lisa, and myself, we stayed up Saturday night, stayed up late working on our little Kumihimo braids, trying to get them done. But I got back from Stitches and I finished mine up. But it's a lot of fun. It's a quick project and super simple. I figured it'd be a lot more complicated than it was. And my final purchase from Stitches, and I actually waited until Sunday, and I said if it was still there by Sunday before I left, I would pick it up. I got a mug from Polly Studios. So this is super cute. I hope you can see it. It says, "Have you any wool?" And this actually, I don't drink coffee. I sometimes drink hot tea, but this most likely will house spindles. So this will go on my shelf with all my little sheepies. I actually have a little canvas that has pictures of sheep, and it has the Bob Bob Black Sheep little nursery rhyme on it. So it'll go right next door and be so cute. It'll fit perfectly well on my shelf of sheep. So this was from Polly Studios. It was actually on their clearance rack, and it was 20% off. Can't beat that. Alright, so those are all my purchases from Stitches, all my Stitches adventures. It was so fun. I can't wait to go back next year. I've already decided I really want to stay at the Opryland next year. So if you're going to Stitches next year, hit me up. And we're back. Sorry about that. With the DSLR, it will only record videos in 20-minute chunks, so I have to stop and then start again. So this will be my next adventure, which was the WNC Yarn Crawl, and that was on the weekend of May 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. So the entire weekend of Mother's Day. It went Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Let's see. I want to make sure that this is recording, so let's see if it'll focus. Oh, it is. Okay, cool. All right. The WNC Yarn Crawl is in Western North Carolina, and it features 11 different yarn shops. And for me, the journey round trip was 360 miles. I did it all in 2 days. To say that it was exhausting would be an understatement, but it was so much fun. I got to meet so many nice people, so many wonderful shop owners, and bring home some more really fabulous yarn. So you guys are about to see why I'm calling this one Wool Piggie Extraordinaire. I started out my yarn crawl journey at Black Mountain Yarn Shop in Black Mountain, North Carolina, and I picked up their special Western North Carolina yarn crawl colorway. This is from Fable Fibers, and it's called Novel. Well, that could be the base though. Novel could be the base. This is a really cool skein because it is 600 yards, 150 grams, so it'll be enough to do just about any shawl. It's 80% merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon, and it's beautiful. It's pinks and oranges and yellows and peaches, and had to have this one. It was a good memento of the yarn crawl. So this again was from Fable Fibers. Next, I moved on up to Morganton, North Carolina, and visited a wonderful shop called Oh Susanna's Yarn on Union. At her shop, I picked up some weaving yarn. I'd like to get into weaving once life calms down a little bit. But I also did pick up a couple of clearance skeins from her. I got these two from Kramer, and I thought that they would look really pretty together. The bronzy one actually has metallic in it, and then the sort of burgundy color. I just thought that they would look really nice together. They were $3 and $4. And then I also picked up this purple one too, because I cannot leave purple yarn on the shelf these days, apparently. It was also $3. From there, let's see. Next, I headed into town and I stopped at Yummy Yarns in Biltmore Village. They actually had just opened their new shop in Biltmore Village. They've been in Burnsville, North Carolina, and have expanded into a second location. At her shop, I picked up this skein of Malabrigo. It's Malabrigo Rios in the, what colorway is this? Zarzamora colorway. I've actually spun this colorway of their fiber before. But again, more purples, greens, blues, really, really, really pretty. Had to have that. From there, I stopped for lunch, and then I headed north to Echoview Fiber Mill, and that was another super fun stop and super fun shop. From them, I picked up 2 of their little rainbow bats. So this is 2 ounces. And my plan is to spin these and then ply them with a coordinating color. I really like that kind of pinky plummy color, if you can see that, and I thought that that would look nice to apply it with. I could dye something up myself. But just 2 little fun bats. Great way to just try some of their spinning fiber. Again, Echoview Fiber Mill. From there, next, I stopped at Knitting Diva, which is in North Asheville. Let's see, what did I get from Knitting Diva? Oh, that's right. I got this, which is Fiber Spates. My first ever Fiber Spates. This is their Vivacious 4-ply. It's 100% superwash merino in the deep forest colorway. Really, really, really pretty shades of green, sort of tealy greens. Love this. Had to have it. From the Knitting Diva, I headed uptown, or downtown, whichever way you want to call it. And I stopped at Asheville Home Crafts in the Grove Arcade. And I got this fun skein from them. This is from Universal Yarn. It is their, let's see, the price tag is over top of it. Infusion Hand Paints. This is 100 grams, 291 yards, 50% superwash wool, and 50% acrylic. I just love the colors, though. Isn't that cool? Fun yarn. Then I headed over to Pearls Yarn Emporium. Unfortunately, I didn't buy anything from Pearls because nothing just really jumped out at me, and it was getting close to the end of their day, so I didn't want to tie them up. From there, I went to Earth Guild, looked around there a little bit. Same story there. I didn't really buy anything, just because they didn't really have anything that totally jumped out at me. And after that, I was really, really pooped, so I decided to go home and get some rest. The next day, I got up and started my day in Franklin, North Carolina, which is west of me, and headed to Silver Threads and Golden Needles. And I actually picked up 2 skeins there of their house dyed. This is their Cherish yarn, which is a 100% superwash merino sport weight yarn. And this is a local inspired yarn. It's called Smoky Mountain Hue. And really, really, really pretty colors. There's some deep turquoises, greens, plums, smoky grays. Really, really, really pretty colors in there. So I had to have that. And from them I also picked up a skein of their Au Naturel. This is actually natural dyed yarn. This was dyed with goldenrod and indigo. And it's also organic. It's 320 yards of extra fine merino. Really, really, really super pretty colors. They're more sort of an aqua green, sort of a seafoam green. So that's what really drew me to this skein. It's really soft, and I really do like the twist structure on it. So I'm excited to work with that one. From there, I headed east, all the way back east to the opposite side of Asheville to Saluda, North Carolina, and stopped at Knitticality. From Knitticality, I picked up this really cool skein from Cascade Yarns called Sunseeker, and more shades of sort of aqua-y blues and purples, and this is sparkly too, so had to pick that up, Sunseeker from Cascade. Then my final stop on the Yarn Crawl Express was Friends in Fiberworks, who is actually my local yarn shop, and I had to have another skein of Malabrigo. This is the Malabrigo Rastita, which is 310 yards to 100 grams, and this is in the Sabiduria colorway. It's gorgeous shades of magenta-y purples. Deep, deep, deep smoky grays in there too. Plums, purples, lovely colors. Super excited to work with this one too. So more Malabrigo love. So the cool thing with the Yarn Crawl was that if you visited all 11 shops, you were entered to win a big grand prize raffle. Unfortunately, I didn't win the big grand prize, but at each stop along the way, they also did daily raffles. And let me tell you what, I should have bought a lottery ticket because I must have been super, super lucky. I won 4 different daily raffles out of the 11 shops. So I got spoiled with goodies. I think I got more yarn in the door prizes than what I bought. So let me show you what I got. The first door prize I got was from EcoView Fiber Mill. And I got a whole big goodie bag full of stuff from them. So I got some little mini skeins of some of their mill yarns. I got this ball of Ella Ray Cozy Bamboo. I got a ball of Noro Silk Garden. I've never had any Noro, so I'm kind of looking forward to working with that. I got this lovely, which is from, let's see, Mirasol. It is Fine Merino Baby Alpaca in Silk. Beautiful purple color. I also got from Araucania their Huasco. And this is, let's see, it's just one of their tonal colorways. They don't give it a tone, like a colorway name. Really pretty shades of pink. Love that. I got 3 skeins of Modern Cotton from Barocco. And a really gorgeous, it's a green color, but it's not, in your face green. It's a wearable green. It's really pretty. And I got some magazines. Also with the Modern Cotton, I got the Barocco little lookbook with some patterns in it. Isn't that pretty? The sweater she's wearing on the back. I got the Debbie Bliss magazine. And I also got a Noro magazine. So totally, completely spoiled by EcoView. Oh, and I also got a little notions pouch full of notions and goodies and a sample of soak and a shawl pin. Lots of fun stuff in there. So completely and totally blown away with the goodies that I got from EcoView. All of the shops were so generous with everything that they did over the Yarn Crawl weekend. I hope that they know what a fun time that they make it for all the people that participate. It's a lot of fun. I'm trying to pack everything back where I got it so I remember who gave what. I also won the second prize I learned about was from Black Mountain Yarn Shop, where I got a skein of self-striping from Biscotti & C. This is their Felix base. And let's see. It's 100 grams, 384 yards. Not sure. Maybe the colorway is Felix. I'm not sure. It's 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. Really pretty colors, though. Fun colors. The next door prize I won was from O Susanna's Yarn on Union. So I got to go back up to Morganton and visit with Suzanne again. And I got another big honking goodie bag full of stuff. So the first thing that was in it was a big skein of Lana Loft bulky weight. Don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I love the color. I might actually try felting with this. It might make some really cool slippers if there's enough yardage. So cool yarn. I also got, and this, I laughed at this, from Ericonia, the same colorway, and it's even the same dye lot. So what's cool is if I want to do something big, now I have enough yardage to do like a big shawl or something. I have over 900 yards of this colorway. So I could do something really, really big with that. Cool stuff. I also got, and this is neat, this is from Fibra Natura also. This is their denims yarn. And this came with a cool pattern. A little shawl pattern, little shawlette kerchief pattern. So I'm excited to cast that on and try that. I also got a skein of Queensland Collection Uluru. I've actually worked with this yarn before. I've woven with it, and it's great for weaving. It does some really, really nice effects when you weave with it. I got, from Susan's shop, she has one of her own patterns for a really pretty lacy shrug, and the yarn for that. I got a tape measure from Universal. Can never have enough of these. And another Debbie Bliss magazine. And a really cool tote, too. I love these clear tote bags. So good stuff from them, too. And then finally, about a week later, I actually found out that I had won yet another door prize. This one was from Knitticality in Saluda. And what I got from them was a skein of yarn and a pattern. Ooh, that's really soft. This is Fountain Hill Brushed Mohair from Kramer Yarns. It's a really pretty sort of olivey green color. And the pattern is for the Bedford Springs shawl with dinner bell ruffle. Really pretty shawl pattern. So totally and completely spoiled by all the door prizes. I was so surprised to have won so many. But it really made the weekend so much fun. So thank you to all the local yarn shops and for your incredible generosity. One other cool thing, when I went to Spinning Guild the next weekend, my good friend Elizabeth had also participated in the crawl, and she won a door prize too. She won a hat pattern and yarn. This is also from Kramer. And she just said that the colors weren't really her, so she gifted it to me. Thank you, Elizabeth. The colors are really pretty. It's on a purple base with like pastel rainbows that run through it. And I love the hat pattern. So hopefully I'll get to cast that on soon too. So that was sort of my yarn crawl adventure. It was a lot of fun, a little exhausting, but I can't wait until next year to do it again. So I think that's almost all my yarny goodness that I've inherited and acquired over the last month. I'm going to pause here again, and I'll be right back, restart the video. And we're back again. All right. So the next weekend after the yarn crawl was a really, really, really fun weekend. I graduated college. It was a lot of fun. Good time spent with friends and family. So that weekend on Friday, my grandparents were in town. So myself, my mom, and my grandmother, we all got to go and spend the day at Biltmore, the Biltmore Estate. It was so much fun. The Biltmore Estate is right in my backyard, right here in Asheville, North Carolina. We got to go tour the house, tour the grounds, visit Antler Hill Village, and just really have a nice day together. It was so fun with 3 generations to spend some good quality time together. We don't get near enough of that, so that was a good day. The next day, Saturday, I graduated college. The graduation ceremony was at 2 o'clock. I had to be there a couple hours early to get lined up and everything. Then after the ceremony, my family and I, we all went out to dinner to my favorite restaurant, Tupelo Honey Cafe here in Asheville. And that was lots of fun too. My mom actually surprised me with a big congratulations cake with like a cap and congratulations on it, and that was cool. The next day, I went to Spinning Guild, so that was a little bit of a haul. It was in Yancey County, which is a couple counties away from us. So that took up most of my day there too. So it was just another jam-packed weekend of everything back to back, day after day. I was really, really fortunate and very grateful to have received some wonderful gifts for graduation. My dear sweet boyfriend bought for me the thing I've been wanting, and I've hinted at it a couple of times on previous episodes. He got me my Shacked Sidekick, and it actually will be delivered tomorrow, so I'm very excited for it to get here. I actually have started working with Shacked on a wholesale basis. So if you are in the market for a Shacked wheel or a loom or even just some accessories, please feel free to get in touch with me and I'll see what I can get for you from Shacked. So they were very, very great to work with. I was fortunate to save a few bucks on my new wheel. It'll be a demo wheel for shows and things like that. So yay, a new sidekick is coming to me tomorrow. What was funny is just a couple days later, after I had placed my order for my sidekick, I stumbled across a too good to be true deal on a Shacked matchless, which you can actually see behind me. I found it on Facebook. It was a lady that is semi-local to me. She's in the upstate of South Carolina. And she just said she never really connected with spinning and wanted to find the matchless a really good home, someone that would actually use it and appreciate it and love it. So I emailed her and I was second in line. So I didn't get my hopes up. I thought there's no way that I'm going to get this insane good deal on this wheel. But I was fortunate that the other lady couldn't make the logistics work out and I was able to go and pick it up. I bought it for a very, very, very small fraction of what it would have cost new. It came with the wheel, which is in pristine condition, 4 bobbins, the Lazy Kate. It did need a couple of very minor repairs, but luckily my boyfriend is very, very good with things like that and was able to get it running and that afternoon, get it up and going for me. So it's cool. It's my first wheel that does double drive, so I've been experimenting with that a little bit. But it's a fun wheel to have and a fun wheel to own. I'm glad to add it to my collection. While I was down there at her house, she actually was also selling a warping reel, which is commonly used in weaving to wind your warp for your weaving project. But also it can be used for winding self-striping yarn. So that means that probably soon there's going to be some self-striping yarn coming to the Twist Fiber Studio shop. I also was fortunate to get a really great deal on it also. So got to add a couple of new things to my fiber room. That was fun. It was a good weekend. We actually went down there the very next weekend, which was, I think, Saturday the 23rd. And then later that afternoon, my brother and his family came into town from Arkansas, and they were here most of the week. So I spent a lot of time with them. My brother has 4 kids, so it's always so much fun whenever they come into town. They range from 1-year-old up to 8 years old and scattered in between. So I was really, really fortunate to get to spend some good quality time with them. And then they left on Friday morning, just this past Friday. And my mom and I got a crazy hair and decided to take off to the beach. So my mom and I left Friday and went down to Myrtle Beach for the weekend and got back yesterday afternoon. So it's just been a very, very, very busy, slightly exhausting, slightly crazy month. That's why I haven't been coming to you guys as often. during this whole time, I've been prepping for my first show, which is coming up next weekend, June 6th. It's at the Western North Carolina Farmers Market here in Asheville, North Carolina. It's from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's completely free of charge to attend. There's going to be lots of different vendors specializing in all sorts of fiber. Some people will have yarn, some will have fiber, some will have notions. So definitely come out and see me if you're in the local area. I'd love to meet you, love to connect with you, and hopefully send you home with some fun Twist Fiber Studio goodies. I've been busy at the dye pots getting stuff dyed up and ready to go. I've added some more fiber to the inventory. I've got 16 different fiber varieties for the show. So I'd love to see you there. It's next Saturday, June 6th. So, it's exhausting just talking about it, isn't it? We've got a couple of loose ends to tie up. We need to draw the winners of a couple of contests. We need to draw the winner for April's contest, which I asked you guys to give me some inspiration for a yarn club. You guys are so clever. You've got so many great ideas. A couple that really jumped out at me, rock band names, that one's a good idea. I was actually raised on classic rock and roll, so that's totally up my alley. National parks, that's also really, really clever. Someone else said the 50 states, too. That would be cool to do a yarn for each of the 50 states. I'd just be afraid, though, that I'd do one in injustice and somebody would be upset. So it's a great idea, but it could be tricky. And then also birds. That was a really cool idea, too. So you guys are really, really kicking some great ideas out my way, and hopefully I can translate them into yarn soon. So, let's see here. And remember, the prize for that contest was a project bag. One of the extra bags from the Twist Fiber Studio Kickstarter campaign. This is the Cressida bag. Has a nice navy blue lining, oranges and blues zippered wedge bag. So let's see here. Let me get Ravelry pulled up, and we'll draw a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Sorry, I gotta sign in. Hang tight. Bear with me. Do. All right. So. Let's see. Don't forget, guys, the sock yarn mini swap is still going strong. If you've got minis and you want to swap, head on over to that thread and check it out. Someone will probably want to swap with you. So, for the April contest, there were oh no, it doesn't show. Okay, hang tight. Let me get back to the regular desktop view. Bear with me. The new mobile forums don't show how many voices there were and how many posts there were, so hang tight. We gotta switch up our view. Okay, so there were 35 posts with 33 voices. I remember I had to move a couple of posts around into the right thread. So if we hit on one of those that I had to delete, we'll just draw again. So let me pull up random.org. Alright, so we're going to go 2 through, what did I say, 37? Let me double check. Oh, sorry, 35. Alright. Hopefully, you can see that. It says 2 through 35. Let's hit generate. The result is 33. Let's go see who post number 33 is. 33 is on the second page. And that is going to be Christian Crafter. Yay, Tiffany. Tiffany says, I'd love colorways inspired either by Murdoch Mysteries, set in the early 1900s, or any of the Star Trek series. Plenty of colors and the different alien races. Boy, that's true. Thanks for the giveaway. You're welcome, Tiffany. Congratulations. You win. Isn't that awesome? So, Tiffany, when you see this episode, shoot me a PM and I'll get your bag right out to you. Congratulations. That's super exciting. We also have, for the first round of the sweater knit-along, that knit-along ran from January, February, March, and April. And all you had to do was knit any adult-sized sweater and post in the thread, and you would be entered to win an awesome